that we would like to, the audience wants to understand. So you're from a big brand, right? And you work with very big companies, banks, financial institutes. And they're big beasts, difficult to tame, difficult to handle, maybe lots of hierarchical decisions, though you're from a very big company and you know what you're doing. So to the startups who are here and our audience is listening to us, what are some of the tips? What should be the ways to go about managing to break in, to meet the right person and then get the business?
Sure, thanks. So I come from a very large organization, Infosys, and I'm responsible for the brand Finacle, which is the banking product unit at Infosys. The great news, it's the most popular product, IT product from India globally. Okay, but you have interesting challenges. Challenges first. Let's start with what we talked about, selling into large organization. I think we all learned when we were in college or in our business that you ought to have a very clear definition of what is your target segment. I mean, irrespective whether you're in consumer business or a B2B market. And unfortunately, my experience says we try and take a shortcut there. For most of us, we try and say, hey, my target audience, let's take an example, is large banks. Okay, but large banks in India are very different from large banks from US. Okay, no. My target audience is large banks and let's say in India, considering we all can relate to it. But hey, large bank like SBI is very different from a large bank like ICICI. Okay, so where I'm going with this is, I think the first part about creating a value proposition or having creating that attraction in your target segment is very clearly defining who you want to talk to, what you want to get done, and it goes very deep. And most people actually don't end up going that. So for our business, when our marketing team works, we try and define, obviously beginning with which countries we want to work in, and there is a clear framework which we use on whether I should be even entering that country or not, even if I have a very significant lead, because there is a cost of every lead, right? And we work in a banking product, which is, in some sense, banking looks like a science from outside, but it's actually a practice. Banking in India is very different from banking in US, for that example, and while easy to say it's only regulation, it's more than regulation. So first, having a clear definition of which regions you want to work with, what kind of banks you want to work with. I think since it's a startup forum, I think it's an easy example would be divided them into three categories: the progressive one, the innovation leaders, the fast followers, and the laggards, right? If you're a fintech, I would imagine you've got something which is unique, something cool, something which is out of ordinary. I would go after working with either the top innovators or the top segment of fast followers. Why I say perhaps top innovators? Because a lot of top innovators wants to do everything on themselves. They believe they have got the best, and in some sense they have. They have the right people, the right culture, and that's the reason they are top innovators. So getting those clarity on what are the kind of organizations I want to work with is absolutely important, and it has to be finite. It can't be just a one line. I want to work with the top innovators in US. You have to obviously define them as specifically as possible. The second thing is, in those organizations, who are the people who are going to be the buyers of what you are trying to sell? Who are the people who are going to be influencers in those organizations, what you're going to sell? That's very critical, because for IT, it's easier to say it's CTO or CIO, but that's not the case. A lot of those sales are not driven by technology group. A lot of them are driven by actually business, particularly if you have anything around customer engagement. CMO is very important. Head of business lines are very important. So you have to have a map of who are your buyers, who are your influencers, but that doesn't end there. The second thing is the personas. See, people, like in my business, I come across people who are really, really close to the retirement. Because bulk of our solutions, people buy not for a couple of years, for decades. Stuff like what we said in core banking, that's like a heart of a bank. If there is a trouble there, everything falls flat. So it's a CEO is involved, a CIO is involved. But you have to be careful what persona you're dealing with. A CIO who's 2 years away from his retirement is most risk averse. He doesn't want to live with the risk. So there are certain kind of projects he will never sign, irrespective of how much is the agency. There are ways and means in dabbling in the organization of passing the buck. The next guy will solve the problem. It's not for me. And so you have to be clear what kind of personas you want to go after. Because otherwise you'll feel I want to work with Bank of America. without realizing, the people who want to work in Bank of America have a very different drive. They're, the way they want to deal with things is very different. So you have to have that kind of clarity. I think to me that's your foundation. If you have clarity, then you have certain segment of persona. And then for each persona, whether it is a buyer or influencer, you have to have a value proposition. Again, for most companies, we all talk about outside in, but we end up creating value proposition which is inside out. It's absolute a common trap we all have, right? So it's important that every now and then we remind ourselves, am I thinking from what he wants to hear, or am I thinking from what I want to say? You can say one or two things which you want to say, first by empathizing with what he wants to hear. You have to start with what he really wants to achieve, and in some way find a way to take the conversation to a place where you also want to say a few things and give him a few new ideas, right? You have to soften enough to, or open him up to listen to your ideas. I think once you get that right, I think you've got an entry into the account, and after that it's all about, in B2B space, customer advocacy is the paramount from my perspective. So there are other things which you have to follow, but that's really the starting point. If we get that right, I would say we have won half the battle, because we are clear what we are trying to do. Otherwise, in some sense, we are throwing things, hoping something will stick.